Cottonwood for presentation of proclamations, awards, and introduction of new employees. So we actually have a pretty full agenda on this pre-meeting, so we're going to roll right through it here as quick as we can. Not too quickly, because first up is plaque of appreciation to outgoing council member KYLA Allen. If you could please have KYLA Allen. And I failed to mention that we have Councilmember Matthews and Councilmember Holst here with us tonight to help present these plaques of appreciation. Thanks for coming in tonight. Please come on up to the mic.
Oh, I have to speak now. Of course you do. You all know how I feel. It's working for the city. This side of the counter, that side of the counter has just been an amazing experience. And I was just telling somebody, I'm kind of like going through withdrawals right now after 25 years with the city. I don't know what's going on. So I have to get used to that, not knowing everything. But y'all can call me anytime and tell me what's going on. Will not complain at all. It's been a joyous ride. I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my life. We moved into the house, and moving in is wonderful. Moving out is terrible. 25 years of life that you have to move, but it's going to be a spectacular time, and I'm still going to be in the city. I'm still on 2 boards and commissions, so my finger's still in the pie. But there's not enough thanks I can give to the people that I've worked with that have made my life special here, the ones that I've known for a very short time and the ones that I've known for a long time have made it an amazing experience. Thank you.
We have a plaque.
Oh, no.
And we're trying really hard to locate it. Anyone else want to share?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, if I could. Congratulations, you're going to have to come back. Yes, well, you will have to come back to receive your plaque. We I don't think have it, sir.
But we have cake and flowers.
We do have cake and flowers.
And those are in the back room, and the public is welcome. So we'll try to wrap this up as quick as possible, and everybody can come on back and celebrate.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hide the names, protect the innocent.
Hold one up, we'll Photoshop the right one in.
And next we have a presentation of the police chief's citation plaque to citizen Brian Boudreau. And we have Chief Gazelle here tonight, I believe, to make this presentation. All right, come on up.
Brian, could I get you to come up? Darling, come on up as well. Yeah, awesome. Your hair looks fabulous. It's okay. Okay. So tonight we're here to recognize Brian Boudreau, and by happenstance he brought his lovely wife Darlene with him. And some of you may remember, this is a phenomenal couple and a wonderful, wonderful, I can't say enough about you guys. I mean, the history behind Darlene, to digress a little bit, some of you may remember we had a homeless individual that was in town, unsheltered for 13 years. And Darlene was really his angel behind the scenes that was instrumental in getting him off the street, which is truly remarkable after 13 years of homelessness. So Darlene, thank you very much. We're here tonight to recognize Brian, Darlene's wonderful husband, for taking an active part in the safety of our community. A couple of months ago, correct? Sorry, I'm a little scrambled today. In January of this year, so this is fresh. This is fresh. Some of you may or may not have seen it in the news. There was an organized retail theft crew working throughout the state of Arizona, and they happened to target our phenomenal city of Cottonwood, unfortunately, as well. Unfortunately for them as well, Brian was on the job, as they say, and happened to be in the area. It was Home Depot, and noticed some very strange activity going on, and he decided to get involved in a very responsible way, a very safe way, but got involved and ultimately enabled our officers and our Verde Valley SWAT team, which is primarily comprised of officers from Cottonwood PD, as well as surrounding areas, serve a search warrant and pull 3 of these fine, upstanding citizens out of a structure and recover lots of property and aid us and aid investigators throughout the state in disrupting this statewide ring. So, Brian, I'd like to present you our Chief Citation Award, and we just started giving these out over the last year, and I want to say you are the second citizen that we're awarding this to today. And I'll read it real quickly. 2019, presented to Brian Boudreau, is awarded the Chief Citation for your exemplary action on January 3rd, 2019. On this date, you were able to provide critical eyewitness information leading to the felony arrest of 3 members of an expansive organized retail theft ring. Your selfless commitment to the welfare of your community and the assistance you provided the Cottonwood Police Department are a shining example for all to follow. Thank you very much. Brian, this is speech time if you're interested in speech time. All right.
First and foremost, I work for the post office. I'm retiring April 25th after 30 years. But I appreciate this. It's not every day you get to kind of help out to this degree. It's a little bit nerve-wracking to see it happening, to report it, and you start getting the phone call saying, hey, what else did you see? Then you get a phone call, hey, can we recognize you? You know, it's the old adage, see something, say something. And don't be afraid to do it. Everybody wants to be afraid to do it. Don't do it. Don't be afraid. It's, you know, it's the right thing to do, especially in this day and age now where so much garbage is going on that we just need to watch out for each other. I'm not sure what else to say, but April 25th is looking really, really good. and as letter carriers, we're out there all the time. The National Association of Letter Carriers, which is the union for letter carriers, they recognize people every year because a lot of letter carriers help a lot of people. And if you ever see it, if you ever notice it or you hear about it, they save a lot of people's lives because we see what's going on out there. We have our customers. We see our customers. If we don't see our customers, we're concerned. And we will check things out. We will make a phone call. We will knock on a door. I've done it, and it happens every year. So again, see something, say something. Don't be afraid. You know, it's not about being a hero. That's not what this is at all. It's just doing the right thing. So I thank you.
Okay, we have some awards up next. First is Employee of the Quarter Award for the third quarter, Jack TEEL. Senior Recreation Supervisor. We have Hezekiah Allen here tonight to present this. Thank you.
Mayor, Council, guests, it is my pleasure to announce Jack TEEL as the Employee of Third Quarter. He's an individual that is usually the first one to a special event and the last one to leave the special event, unless I beat him, which is getting rare. What's remarkable about this is that it was put in by one of his employees, Josh Fruin, who is new to the department. We've had some transition, and Josh felt like Jack's been such a strong mentor that he felt like Jack needed to be recognized for his work, especially during the transition where we had probably 3 or 4 people turn over in the department. I'm proud of Jack for this. I'm even more proud that one of his employees turned him in for this award. So please join me in giving him a round of applause. Come on up.
Thank you. Mayor Linsky, council members, Mr. Corbin, Mr. Holman. It's my pleasure tonight to come up here and accept this award. I think anytime you're even nominated for something like this, it's something you should be proud of, something that you should really help and cherish in that moment, because they don't come along all the time. I've been lucky enough to stand up here before and receive some awards, but this one I think I'm going to cherish a little bit more. It's one thing to be recognized by a supervisor, but to be recognized from a peer, somebody who I help lead and oversee, that's the real reward for me. Knowing that I was able to help that day at that time make Josh's job a little bit easier lets me know that the way I want to supervise, the way I'd want to lead is working. And those changes we are making in the department are going a long way. Life is not just about you. You can be great, you can be good, but to me it's more about making the people around me great than my personal accomplishments. And in this day, at that time, I was able to do it. So this is something I'm going to cherish, something I'm really happy about, and it means a lot coming from somebody who I respect a whole heck of a lot. So thank you, Josh. Thank you, City of Cottonwood, the Parks and Recreation Department, all the other departments we get to work with. Very happy to receive this award tonight. Thank you.
Okay, we have an Employee of the Quarter award for the fourth quarter. We're going to have Marie Carpenter come up and present this. Oh, I'm sorry, there you are. Thank you.
All right. Well, it is my pleasure, Mayor and Council, to present the fourth quarter Employee Award to Jordan Lewis, one of our communications specialists. And he was nominated by Sergeant Monica KUHLT and myself. One of the things that really stood out is he took the initiative to do something outside of the box. We as communications specialists, we work long shifts. We're in confined quarters, although our center's much roomier than some. But we don't get to get out and walk around and stretch our legs very much. We're pretty confined. And one of the things that Jordan recognized is when you're in a confined space, or you're confined to a particular duty, sometimes as many as 12 hours, typically 12 hours at a time, and overnights and weekends and holidays, it can kind of wear on your psyche a little bit, as well as on your physical and mental and psychological health. So Jordan found exercise equipment for the communications center. So we can't just get up and go to the gym. We can't, you work a 12-hour shift, you don't want to hit the gym afterwards. You really want to just go home. You got your family, you've got, some homework, things to do, and it's just not a lot of time in the day once 12 hours takes up its bite. So he was able to find a treadmill that actually is incorporated into one of our consoles that raises up. He found a stationary bike that you can sit on at one of our consoles, as well as some weights, free weights that are adjustable. But what's also really amazing is he reached out for ideas from other members of organization to find ways to pay for it. And by the time it got to my desk, it was ready to be ordered. It was had a funding source. All it needed was a nod of approval. And it was just, he did all the legwork, and the reason he did it was to make us better as an organization, make us better as a team, and to keep us in this line of work longer and keep us healthier. So I really appreciate his efforts. It speaks a lot to his character and the type of person that he is. And I'll just read, the benefit impact to the city. Typically we work 12-hour shifts. This is written by Sergeant KUHLT. Literally half their day is spent at work. Most of them have young children at home. By the time they squeeze in children, spouses' needs, and sleep, there isn't much time to work out. Type of job that they do is almost entirely sedentary. This almost inevitably means that you're going to gain some weight. And I'll just tell you, I went in for a physical a few years after I started dispatching, and my doctor's like, "What have you been doing?" You know? And he's like, "What kind of work are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm a dispatcher." And he's like, "Oh, that explains it." And that should have been my clue then, but 16 years later, I really appreciate that treadmill in there. And it's a whole new thing. Dispatchers would really have to multitask, taking in information and completing different tasks and split ear, hearing different conversations. Then you add walking to it. It challenges you in a way that I never thought I'd be challenged, and I love it. It's great. It just keeps me energized, and I imagine, and I have worked a few night shifts recently, and I get over there, walk for 5 minutes, and I'm wide awake, ready to take the next call. So, Jordan, come on up and accept this award. You definitely deserve it. And Jordan asked if he could say just a few things in appreciation of this award.
Thank you, Marie, and thank you, everybody else. I went above and beyond to get exercise equipment, not only for the dispatch department, but for myself. I have an upcoming wedding.
Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Thank you.
Does she know?
Yeah.
Okay, Commander McCooch is up next to give an award out for employees yielding oh, I'm so sorry. Passed up you, Mr. Biggs. Excuse me. Let me backtrack. Roger Biggs is up to give an award for employees yielding effective safety for the third quarter to Sharon Caldwell. Come on up, sir.
Mayor, council, guests, good evening. Sharon Caldwell is a fixture in the utility department. She's been there virtually since its inception. The incident that she's receiving this award for is a result of reoccurring street flooding on Main Street. Every major rain event, the street floods, traffic tries to swerve around it to avoid it, and it's resulted in some near misses and a lot of safety issues. And this is one of those problems that she could have ignored, but instead she brought this to the city's attention and utilities and public works attention. It's not a result of the design of the storm drains there. It's simply a matter of debris getting caught in the grate. So I'm very proud of Sharon to bring this to our attention. Sharon, please.
I just want to thank you for the award, and I'm just anything to help our beautiful city stay safe. And I was one of those cars that had to swerve on oncoming traffic, and it scared me. So, thank you very much.
Okay, Commander McCooch, you're up next. Again, employees yielding effective safety award for the fourth quarter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor, council, and guests. I'm here to present the employees yielding effective safety to Sergeant Monica KUHLT, who, after the completion of construction on Mangus Avenue in January, noticed that there was a double yellow stripe that had been left behind in the 900 block of East Mangus in the middle of one of the open lanes of travel, which would be confusing to some motorists. So she brought that to someone's attention, concerned that there might be potential for an accident, the misalignment of the road lines, and thank you for correcting that. Come on up.
Okay, we have 2 new employees to introduce tonight. First is Cassandra Bailey, a communication specialist. We have again Marie Carpenter here to introduce our new employee. I hope I said your name right. Cassandra.
It's Cassie. Cassandra's when she's in trouble.
Yeah, that's when I'm in trouble.
Mayor and Council, it's my pleasure to introduce a returning communication specialist to our division. Just the other day, I was listening to the radio and an Indeed.com commercial came on, and she was, listing, some of the requirements for the position she was looking for, and she's like, "Oh, it's like looking for a unicorn." I said, "Lady, you have no idea." I have a whole herd of unicorns in our division because they're just such unique individuals and just really hard to find those type of people that really can do the job and thrive in this line of work. And Cassie took a little break, went down to Phoenix, and rejoined our team. It's just, once it gets in your blood, it just becomes part of your DNA, and you miss it, and you just, it's kind of like KYLA was saying, what do you do now? You've been doing this for so long. So just a little bit about Cassie. She's Cottonwood, born and bred most of her life. She went to Mingus. And she's gone down to Phoenix a little to see if she wanted life in the big city, and it's just something about Cottonwood just kept bringing her back. She's about 3 years in, and then took a year off and came back. She's been back with us for a little bit, and she just missed the job and the atmosphere. And her spare time after 12-hour shifts is very much occupied. I got 2 little ones, a little girl who's 4 and a little boy who's already a year and a half. Wow, that went by fast. She also enjoys coaching and playing softball. And she just likes being back, and we love having her back. Welcome back to the herd of unicorns.
Happy to be back.
Yeah, anything you want to say? You want to? Yeah.
Okay, next employee will be introduced by Ryan Bigelow, Liz Guzlin.
Mayor, Council, guests, my pleasure to introduce to you tonight Ms. Liz Guzlin, who's also a returning employee. Not that she went far, she spent some stints at the library full-time and part-time. She was one of 44 applicants, so it was a lot of applications, a tightly contested match, and Liz came out on top. A lot of people recognize her throughout the community as a community volunteer. She spent a lot of time working at the schools at American Heritage Academy, and she's even a wedding officiant if they were still looking. When we hired Liz, we were looking for someone who had strong customer service skills, a great communicator. She's going to oversee nearly 80 volunteers, and someone who's going to help us reach the community who's not already using the library. So we're super excited, and I'm excited and proud to introduce Liz Guzlin.
Okay, all right. So thank you for having me back. I worked for the city for about 5 years, left to pursue other things, and then realized who I really want to work for is not just the city of Cottonwood, but the community of Cottonwood. I love it here. I'm thrilled to be back at the library, looking forward to being there for a long time and doing a lot of good in the city. So,
And if we could, have Miss KYLA Allen come back up. I did a terrible job, and I'm sorry about that. We now have your plaque. We have one more council member joining us, so I do want to say that it's been a real pleasure to serve with KYLA Allen as vice mayor here in Cottonwood. She's got a really unparalleled knowledge of the city of Cottonwood and dedication that can't be matched. So it's been a pleasure. We're sorry to see you go, and thanks for your service. So folks, we do have cake in the back room. Anyone that's here to recognize KYLA Allen is welcome to go back and have some cake. We have just a handful of minutes left. So eat quick, eat real quick. But seriously, you're all welcome. And I would just ask that we're going to start a meeting at 6. When you're done with cake, just sneak past us quietly and head on out. Thank you.